Stand by. The program will begin soon.
There's an example yesterday I saw of this woman who's been here. I mean, we might even play this clip. She's been here 20 years. She has 3 kids who were born here. Her kids are because of birthright citizenship, which is another subject that's coming up. And she never bothered to even try to resolve her immigration status. Not in 20 years. She has never tried to resolve her immigration status. Not through Republican presidents, not through Democratic presidents, nothing. And so now, she's worried about being deported because they put out the sob story of this woman. Well, that's not the average person they're even looking at right now. The average person they're looking at crossed in the last 3 years are CNN is cutting jobs to embrace the digital future. No, because they're cutting jobs because, as I like to say, they suck. CNN is undergoing a significant restructuring, planning to lay off about 200 employees, which constitutes approximately 6% of its workforce. This move is part of a broader strategy under CEO Mark Thompson to pivot towards a digital-first approach, focusing on expanding digital subscriptions and reducing costs from traditional TV operations. Wait a minute. Didn't they already try the CNN subscription service, which failed miserably? Which, if you truly have compassion for trans kids, you would allow them to all go through puberty, because 90% of kids who think they're trans change their mind once they go through puberty. That puberty is the fix for most of the problems. But you guys want the medicalization of kids and sterilization of kids and medical and surgical altering of kids who can't make that decision at 12 years old or 13 years old. Why is it when I try to show empathy and concern, people always misconstrue it? Last time I asked someone if their mom at least got a good check from the clinic that botched the abortion. Oh! Oh, God. Damn it, AD. I think you just need to find a gentle way.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
I would be willing to bet everything I own that submitting a 22-minute video montage that shows the most egregious acts of violence you can find from that day, when the defendant in question is on that video for only 6 seconds and the scene walking calmly, is highly prejudicial and a violation of the defendant's due process rights. The person was found guilty and sentenced to 19 months in prison. Now, it took 2 hours to read through all of the documents that were in the case file. Every motion submitted by the defendant was denied. Every motion by the defendant was denied. How often does that happen? And every motion submitted by the government was granted. They turned a trespass misdemeanor that would have resulted in a $50 ticket into 5 misdemeanors and a felony charge by charging the defendant with a statute that would have required the Secret Service to rope off the section he was in, which they did not. They also charged him with a statute that would have required them to prove Mike Pence was in the building at the time he walked through that corridor. He was not. And they used an Enron statute that the Supreme Court struck down. If you accept a pardon, you are admitting guilt. Period. That's the, because you can't be pardoned if you're not guilty.
Whether he can preemptive pardon, whether he can issue The president's reportedly asking his staff whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no. No, Mr.
Oh,
that
you
would
can't?
Be a gross abuse
Oh,
of the presidential
it's a
pardon authority.
gross abuse. A presidential pardon authority. Well, there you go. You accepted a pardon, Adam Kinzinger. You think you may have committed a crime. Oh, here, J.B. Raskin. Dirty Q-tip. Dirty Q-tip, J.B. Raskin. What else? What did he have to say?
Well, the seeking of pardons is
Yes, it's only on
powerful
one side.
demonstration of the consciousness of guilt. Or at least the consciousness that you may be in trouble.
Jimmy
And that's
Raskin.
what's so shocking
Did he
about
get a pardon
this.
also? Wasn't he on
Well,
that committee?
The seeking of pardons is...
He was on that committee. I'm curious if you're going to condemn that part. You're going to condemn that pardon.
You know, Joe Biden pardoned a lot of people. Yeah, he should answer for that and explain.
Lots of murderers, lots of drug dealers, lots of people who killed people, commuted the sentence of a couple murderers. One who, in fact, one drug dealer who people died from taking the drugs that they sold them.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
The Obama Aniston rumors have gone wild. Rumors have emerged on social media that suggest Barack and Michelle Obama might be heading towards divorce, with speculators thinking Barack Obama to actress Jennifer Aniston. Those rumors have gained traction following Michelle Obama's absence from Jimmy Carter's funeral and the inauguration, and are based on tabloid stories and social media speculation without solid confirmation from the individuals involved. So far, they're still rumors, and I don't know why people are perpetuating them, but it is kind of fun to perpetuate rumors like that. No one's come out to, out and out deny anything. That's the weird part.
We should just take a deep breath and acknowledge the audacity.
The audacity!
Of a president who's so clearly concerned about his own criminal culpability.
Oh my God, his own criminal culpability and his son's business dealings. I know that they're talking about Joe Biden, aren't they?
And that of his family members.
Like the boy asked, are cats really soul suckers? Yes. Yes. That's why I'm not into cats. Dogs, man. I'm a dog guy. Avocado Sally, is there an aisle in the grocery store that is less objectionable to have sex in? Where do you come up with this shit? Dude.
Has done something no person in the world has ever done before. A dead man, a dead politician has risen.
Yes.
Somebody who 4 years ago at Davos, he's buried, a dead.
And I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding Donald Trump's demise that has failed. I wonder how many people at Davos, again, let me say it again. I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding what they had hoped would be Trump's demise. I bet you there's a few of them there. And it didn't work, did it now? Didn't work now, did it?
Politically known to me. He's now returned. This is the greatest comeback in political history of a politician. And then, therefore, he thinks he can do anything.
At the end of the show, every day on my show, if I put something on the screen or I'm talking about it or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about, and even more, the ones I didn't even get to. I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Night.
Can I get a hell yeah? Drop a hell yeah in the chat right now. Hell yeah. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Night on the internet. And welcome back to the P-Dog Night channel, where the audacity of some people just cannot be explained and blows your mind. And oh my goodness, Mr. Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson of Axios and Jake Tapper have some serious audacity for this nonsense. Unbelievable. That's the big story today. One of the top trending topics on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, where I get a lot of the most early breaking news that no one's talked about yet. It's funny. I go into my aggregator every day and I'm like, oh, well, I already talked about that. Oh, talked about that yesterday. Talked about that 2 days ago. People are writing stories that I talked to you about first. Although I do find them from X, so somebody on X is talking about them. But they're usually breaking stories, a lot of news from today that people haven't had a chance to write about, and it's fun. So that's what it is. Since I'm a little late, I'm going to just go ahead and get it started. First in the chat today, of course, Mr. Avocados Diabli gets the bell. Yeah. Well done, as always. By the way, today's coffee, and it is coffee again. No more leaf juice, AD. No more leaf juice. I'm drinking the bean squeezins, and it's in the BB39, aka the U.S. Arizona Cup I got in Pearl Harbor. Also in the chat, Mr. Resolute Germ, Kara Soldier, Aaron Meredith, Willie is in the house. I changed up the lyrics, didn't I? Also, good morning, Tyre, Alexander, The Scourge. Also, good morning, Lord Stanhope, John Arnott. Did I already say that? No, I didn't, because you're down here. John Arnott, my favorite Canadian Jaeger pony, Attack Alpaca. Who else? Did I say Lord Stanhope yet? Well, I am now. I've said it twice. Okay. Evan S., what's up? And GD, SOB, everyone, all the early birds getting the worm right now. That's kind of weird to say about that. 24 people in the chat so far. 7 likes. What the? Come on now. Come on now. Get your shit together. Hit that like button right now. 25 people now. Found, what's up? I once was lost, but now I'm found. Hi, Found. How you doing? I just thought of a song for you. Eventually I'm gonna have something for everybody. But I'm just happy to see y'all here. Let's get this mess started, okay? By the way, if you haven't shared the show, right over there or down there, you see in the chat, there's a pinned tweet that says, have you shared the stream today? Click that, hit the thing, and do the thing. Either yell, let's go, with a GIF or a GIF. I know it's not a GIF, it's a GIF. And a meme. Meme is highly preferred. But whatever you got, because it's fun to see some memes too. You know what I mean? And then meme, you know what I mean? Or meme, whatever. Good morning, Green Badger Outdoors and K Shaw. What up, Kirsten? Nice to have you here. All right. So, and speaking of that, thank you to people who have already shared the show. Namely, Simon Wilkins, as you can see right here. Also, and always the foodie. Simon Wilkins is obviously the foodie of the bunch because always showing pictures of food. But what the hell is that? Is that some kind of granola with butterscotch and chocolate chips in it? That's interesting. What else? Let's see. What else is this here? Oh, there it is without the stuff. So it looks like some oatmeal with chocolate chips and butterscotch chips and some. Is that? It's not, what is that? Cornflakes? No, that's not cornflakes. What's that cereal there? Hello, Molly Mags. What's up? I see you. And then some kind of bread or cake or something. Looks kind of like some really like white flour cornbread to me with some honey and butter, but that looks pretty good. All right, moving on, and thank you, Amazing Disgrace, dropping a Let's Go. What's the pick here, though? Oh, that was saying liking mine. And then we got Green Badger Outdoors. Let's go with a little F's. What is that? Is that an F-35? What is that plane? Anybody know that plane? Anybody? Bran Flakes. Yes, thank you, Willie. I knew it was something like that. Bran Flakes. Well, no, cornbread that lost its color. Well, sometimes you use white corn flour. That's how it turns out. I found that out one time. And also, thank you, Swamp Fox Ghost, which I think is Jedi. Who is Swamp Fox Ghost in the chat, though? Is that Jedi Ghost Bear? I don't know. But suck my unit. Oh, Lord. And then we got, thank you, Amazing Disgrace, with a little Macho Man. Oh, yeah. You know, BG, I loved watching Peter at night in the morning, but I just don't know if he's a real or not. So I'm just here, and I'm going to eat Slim Jim. Oh, yeah. Not the best. Was that an F-15? Okay, I don't know the difference. Thank you, Ty Alexander. Thank you, Kirsten Schill, Case Schill, Green Badger Outdoors, Amazing Disgrace, Swamp Fox Ghost, and Resolute Germ for all retweeting my tweet of the show. And also, we got the requisite, woo, with some Ric Flair. Yes, it was his birthday. Never do that again. Don't tell me what to do. This is what I do. All right. So there you go. Thanks all the people who are sharing out the show. You still have time, but I am going to remove the pin tweet because I'm going to start using the pin tweet for featured comments on the show. So if there's things that are especially poignant or that I notice that I go, oh yeah, I'll pin that for now, and then we'll change that out once in a while. And when you said never do that again, are you talking about my Macho Man Randy Savage imitation, which is not that great. I admit it. I know it's not that great, but it is what it is. What's today's holiday? I didn't do a holiday. Oh, it is Hump Day, by the way. Hump Day! The 22nd of February, 2025. Let's see what's on the holiday calendar today, though. Let's see what's on the holiday calendar today. I didn't really I didn't pull one up out of X, so let's see what's here. Today is Tell a Fairy Tale Day. And it's not even Pride Month. Carnival Day, Black Lives Matter Day. Who brought that in? Today's Black Lives Matter, not the organization. Look, yes, Black Lives Matter. Many lives matter. So stay with solidarity and support the Black community on Black Lives Matter Day. Let's work towards equality, justice, and understanding for all. Well, when they say equality, what do you mean? Equality under the law? I think we're doing pretty good with that. I mean, sure, there's some assholes out there who stretch the boundaries, but damn. It's also National Pistachio Day. Now, that's a day I can get behind. I love me some pistachios. And me and Lady Boomer go through at least a big bag of pistachios a week because we just like pistachios. Today is for Pete's Sakes Day. What does that mean? Don't let this for Pete's Sakes Day pass you by. Take a break from the chaos and treat yourself to some much needed relaxation. I have no idea what that means. Carpe Diem Day, International Tongue Twister Day. Oh, International Tongue Twister Contest Day. All right, if you have your favorite tongue twister in the chat, it has to be short, and I will try. In fact, let's do this. I got it. Instead of putting it in the chat, I got a better idea. You can post a tongue twister in the section over here. Hang on. In the Q&A section. Add your tongue twister here. And here we go. We got a place to put a tongue twister, and I will do my best to get through some of them. It may look like an idiot doing it, but it gives you a little different, it gives you something to do. It gives you something different to do as we go through the show. So if you have a favorite tongue twister, put it in the Q&A section over there, and I will do my damnedest to oblige you making me look silly. So there you go. All right. Here, let me pop out a chat here so I have them ready, because I'm going to do these periodically throughout the show. I'm not going to do them all at once. And And if they're not good, I'm just going to be like, well, that was easy or stupid or something. I'll make fun of you for putting up a bad one. So why? I don't know, because I do weird things around here. So there you go. So if you have a favorite tongue twister, throw it in the over there in the questions section. All right, here we go. And somebody, thank you for space there, Avocados Diablo. 3 is good. 3 always works. All right, let's get into some, what the hell? I've been putting my whole background in here. There. You don't need to see all that shit. All right, shall we get into some news? Shall we? Of course, today is Hump Day. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm trying to find good hump. I didn't get a good Hump Day post. Well, here, let's do a cutesy one. We'll do this one. This is cute, and then we'll do one that's That's not even funny. I don't get that. And that's just a chick with a hump showing. Fully covered. See, okay, let me just show you. See this, I'll do this for Avocados Diablo every once in a while. See this, now this is a nice, clean Hump Day post. You know, she's showing the humps, but not like, you know, labia and shit like that. That's okay. I don't mind Hump Day posts like that, even though it's not really my cup of tea. But I do these things for some of you. But let's see. Let me find. Okay, let me just do. Here. All right, there. We'll use this one. All right. Here's the Wednesday traditional Hump Day post. We got a regular Hump Day one with a cute little horse running around. I don't know what this is, but it says, "Good morning, beautiful souls, and have a wonderful Hump Day. Woohoo! It's Wednesday already, and be happy about it. Yes, be happy about it, because Friday is coming. May your day be blessed with love, peace, and happiness." Now that's a nice, friendly Hump Day message. I love it. It's beautiful, and whatever. And then the second one, I always have to just the traditional. Well, we got, hey, Mike. Guess what day it is? Mike. Guess what day? Hump Day. There you go. So a camel, because of course camels have humps. There you go. All right. I think I've stalled long enough. There's plenty of people in the chat. We can get into some real news. Still only 11 likes, though. That's disturbing. That's not a good ratio. 27 people, 11 likes. Get on it, all right? Here we go. Let's there we go. All right, here we go. In the news. Now, this is not, a lot of people are talking about it, and it's fascinating. Apparently, where is this? In Romania, they had an election, and a candidate won in Romania named Călin Georgescu. He won the election, right? But the EU and Romanian authorities annulled the results, claiming Russian interference. Now, this is Democrats in America's wet dream right now. Good morning, by the way, on my honorable mention list of favorite Canadians, Special Can Acid, Novar Sarah, a.k.a. Ron Harris, and Aaron Meredith are all in the house. Welcome. And Tyler F. also. So in Romania, I'm going to start this off. Romania, a member of the EU and NATO with nearly 20 million people, held a presidential election, and Călin Georgescu won, but the EU and Romanian authorities annulled the results, claiming Russian interference. Now, Georgescu has been arrested. His supporters' homes have been raided, and his lawyers have reportedly been denied access to the prosecutor's office, all just as he was about to officially file his candidacy for the upcoming election rerun in May. Georgescu warned this would happen in my recent interview, saying authorities would raid his allies and find a way to frame him. Today, officials claim that they have discovered a hidden safe containing €900,000, which is roughly $1 million, at the home of Horatiu Portra, one of Georgescu's closest allies. So not even at his home, but one of his allies' homes. And this fits a classic playbook used to discredit political opponents. With many arrests, political crackdowns, and growing fears of election interference, many are asking, is democracy under attack in the EU? Now, I'm just curious, how many of how many Democrats are just dreaming of this? And I mean, getting moist just at the thought of this with Donald Trump. So a lot of people posted about this, and they have footage. Here's let's see, exclusive, more footage of Callan Drescu getting arrested. He won the presidential election, so they canceled the election. Now they have arrested him. So here's so they have footage of him being arrested. Now, part of it too, I think one of the reasons this is going on is apparently Drescu may be a little bit too either neutral or pro-Russian. So here's the arrest. So I don't know who took this footage, but yeah, they have footage of him being arrested.
No, posso lasciare la macchina che poi entro io, ma adesso me la scondo. Deve scaricare arma, dai.
So yeah, this is wild. This is wild. Good morning, Mrs. Wild Wolf, by the way. And the EU has become the very monster it was created to fight. Yeah, they have a tendency to redo elections that don't go their own way. Well, they're concerned because, oh my gosh, some right-leaning people have been elected in the EU. They don't like Orban. They don't like the president of Poland, and so now they're out there ending elections in countries. Now, Alex Jones, I don't usually like to quote Alex Jones, but I'm curious what he wrote here too. He said, I just spoke to his wife, and his emergency message to America today, Callan Drescu was supposed to submit his candidacy for the new presidency because they annulled the first one. Just 10 minutes ago, the assistant stopped him in traffic and he was taken for questioning at the general prosecutor's office. Where is democracy now? Where are the partners who should defend democracy? Okay. So anyway, if you want to get caught up in that link to the topic is here. Oh, here, anonymous. I always laugh when they say anonymous. Here's how Anonymous puts it. The Elon Musk-backed pro-Russian candidate Romania. That's how they describe him. The Elon Musk-backed pro-Russian candidate. So that alone will get Democrats to say, oh, this is a good thing that they arrested the candidate who won the election, and then they decide to redo the election, and so they arrest him. Hello, bookworm addict. The Elon Musk-backed pro-Russian candidate Romania, Callan Drescu, has been arrested. Authorities raided him like the crook he is, and found at least $10 million in cash and tickets to Moscow. He may have also bumped his head a little bit too. Oh, they're making fun of him because they roughed him up. Is that what it is? Ian Miles Chung, who's the weird little dude in Malaysia who's always talking about American politics. This is insane. Romania arrested George Drescu and raided the homes of dozens of his supporters with a host of trumped-up charges ranging from racism to xenophobia to Russian collusion. Now, look, this is exactly what Hillary Clinton tried in 2016. They just didn't plant cash on one of his allies. Because this anonymous post, oh, they found $10 million in cash. Did they now? They say they found $1 million from one of his allies. So, yeah, this is wild. They pinned him against the wall like a criminal, even though he recently had knee surgery and is still recovering. People have gathered outside the prosecutor's office demanding Drescu's release. release. So that's wild. That's some wild shit. And they wish they could do that in America. All right, let's move on. First tongue twister of the day comes from Avocados Diabli. Here we go. Rory. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Before I do that, we have our first sponsor of the day. If you want to sponsor the show, I'm going to get rid of this pinned tweet. We're going to. Oh, wait. What the hell? Add your tongue. Oh, that's the question and answer. I'm going to pin the link to the best place to do your the best place to donate to the show. Here we go. We'll do here priority chat link. I don't call them super chats. I call them Streamlabs priority chats, because your chat gets priority if you drop a couple bucks in the tip jar, because it helps me and it helps you get your voice out. So thank you, Avocados Diabli, first sponsor, and you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day, who says Mrs. Piggy Wuggy has a square cut punt. Not a punt cut square, just a square cut punt. It's round in the stern and blunt on the front. Mrs. Piggy Wiggy has a square cut punt. Was that a tongue twister? What the fuck was that? What does that even mean? I got it. That was supposed to be a tongue twister. Well, thank you, and I appreciate your patronage. And then I'm going to go to the first one in the chat, which is also from the question section, which is also from Mr. Avocados Diabli, who says, Rory the Warrior and Roger the Warrior. Oh, is that a warrior or warrior? Okay. Rory the Warrior and Roger the Warrior are reared wrongly in a rural brewery. Too easy. Too damn easy. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, moving on. Next news item. Maine is trending, and a couple politicians in the state of Maine. And this is over the fight over whether or not boys should be politically correct, males should participate in sports designated for females. And there's a big thing going on in Maine. And how did that get out of order? This should be over here. Move Michael Moore's fat ass over here. All right. So here we go. Here's what's happening. So this representative here says, I will not be silenced. Apparently, a politician named Laura Libby has been censured in the Maine legislature. Democrats in Maine Tuesday evening censured Republican State Representative Laura Libby for a Facebook post calling attention to state Democrats violating an executive order from President Donald Trump to keep males out of girls' and women's sports. As reported by the Daily Wire, Libby earlier this month posted public images of a transgender identifying high school boy taking first place in girls pole vaulting in Maine's Class B state championship, a win that helped the high school take first place overall. Democrats argued that Libby should be censured because the post included an image of a high school athlete, a minor, and repeatedly interrupted Libby when she tried to defend herself and highlight the harm of allowing males in female sports. Libby made clear during her comments on the floor that the photos were public. She also said she was told by Democrats to remove the photo from her Facebook page and argued that this was done because she was shining a light on truth, not because of the age of the athletes in the photos. The Maine Democrat majority has just moved to censure me for speaking out against their failure to protect Maine girls and keep biological males out of girls' sports. The lawmaker posted on X, "Let me be clear. I will not be silenced. I will not allow the voices of Maine girls to be silenced. Our girls deserve so much better than the leadership that Governor Janet Mills and the Maine Democratic majority are offering." Libby continued, "I will not be bullied into rejecting basic common sense. Biological males have no place in girls' sports, period." Now, some background on this. I saw the pictures all over the internet a couple days ago. So this boy, or whatever he thinks he is now, this male, physiological male body, who competed in the pole vault last year, the year before, as a male, came in 5th place in state. and then decided that he was a girl, very Monty Python style, and competed as in the girl category the next year and won state. Shocker, right? Shocker that he won state the next year competing against girls. And so Laura Libby has, posted, she posted a public picture. The picture that she posted was from a newspaper. But because, now here it is. So there's her post. Since Libby has stopped from giving her full prepared remarks, she posted on X. Oh, because she can't, now the legislature has censured her, not censored, but censured, a punishment. She cannot, saying that she would not be allowed to speak on the floor or vote as a representative of her district until she apologizes. Now, who the fuck is she going to apologize to? The kids? So here's, go back here. Where is it here? Here it is. So here we go. The Maine legislature is punishing Representative Libby based on the content of her speech. On her own social media post, the government is punishing a citizen based on the content of their speech. Sounds familiar. Content-based restriction, there it is. And Maine can get bent, this person says. So here is Representative Libby talking about this. I'll scroll down here. I know it's down here somewhere. Well, here's how it sounded on the floor of the is it the Maine House? Yeah, Maine House of Representatives.
The chair understands that the member does not intend to submit an apology to the body.
To the body. Now, why would
the
she?
The member will be in violation of.
Why would she have to apologize to the body? I'm curious, but anyway.
House Rule 401, Part 11. The member will not be able to cast a vote or speak on the floor until the member has come back into compliance with House Rule 401, Part 11. The member may return to her seat.
And GFY, I would say. So here's her statement. It's 11 minutes long. I'm not going to do 11 minutes. But I will put a couple more articles. Here's a banger. Banger, Daily News. A banger. It's a banger. Not that kind of a banger. Anyway, Maine House censors Republican for post on student that drew Donald Trump's eye. Oh, Donald Trump must. Oh, I see. So did Donald Trump repeat it? Democrats who run Maine House Representatives voted Tuesday to censure a Republican for posts that singled out a student that led President Donald Trump threatening to axe funding if Maine keeps allowing transgender students in girls' sports. Oh, well, no, not transgender students in girls' sports. If a girl is transgender and it says that she's a boy, she can still participate in girls' sports because she's a female. Just not having physiological males in boys or girls' sports. The effort to censure Representative Laura Libby, a Republican from Auburn, came after she made social media posts that have since gone viral about a transgender student at Greeley High School who won an indoor track and field title last week. Oh, it was last week. Word made it to Trump, who mentioned Maine during a speech and then sparred Friday with Governor Janet Mills during a White House event. So because Donald Trump got this and brought even more attention to it, we get to see how crazy the legislature and the governor of the state of Maine are. Because he had an event with governors and they had a little back and forth, right? After concluding work on a short-term budget that still awaits final approval, the Democrat-led chamber passed a censure resolution Tuesday night in a 75-70 vote. Libby refused to apologize to the chamber for her actions. Why should she apologize to the chamber? I don't even know. Leading House Speaker Ryan Fecteau, aka Feckless, to invoke a House rule stripping Libby of her speaking and voting privileges. Ha! That's disenfranchisement. What the hell? So anyway, so that's going around. That's why Maine and Representative Libby are both trending. Let's move on. But first, Tyre Alexander, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Drop it at 2:30 in the tip jar. Thank you, sir. Who says, this is referring to the election in Romania. Says this is fucking insane. Voters for Democrats are fucking brainwashed. How do you look at an annulment of an election by an outside body and think that is a good thing? How do you look at the annals of history not to see how this is fucking apocalyptic for freedom? Oh, spot on. You're so correct. And thank you for sponsoring the show. All right, moving on. Let's do another one of these tongue twisters. Okay, this one is also from Advocatus Diabli, who says, one sock cutter, he cuts socks. Two sock cutters, they cut socks. They cut socks around the top and down to the bottom. Oh my gosh, come on, man. Come on. Let's do another one, because was that a tongue twister? Okay, here we go. This one's also from Advocatus Diabli. I am not the pheasant plucker. I am the pheasant plucker's mate. I am only plucking pheasants because the pheasant plucker's late. Well, thanks. All right, there we go. All right, next in the news, what else we got? Why did that? Okay, Michael Moore is trending. And I really didn't know why, other than, okay, here it is. I just laugh every time I even think about Michael Moore's. Someone says, how do we deport Michael Moore? Oh, apparently because there's here it is. Michael Moore says deported migrants could have cured cancer, stopped an asteroid that's going to hit us in 2032. Okay, wait a minute. Michael Moore, progressive filmmaker Michael Moore, an activist, on Tuesday wrote a lengthy blog post warning that by deporting illegal immigrants, America may be missing out on the next equivalent of Apple co-founder Steve Jobs, or one that will save the world from a killer asteroid while they're picking strawberries. Moore's piece, Our Muslim Boy Wonder, used Jobs' origins as the son of a Syrian migrant use Jobs' origins as the son of Syrian migrants to critique Trump's administration's deportation efforts. Who's really being removed by ICE tonight? Moore asked. Murderers and rapists? That's you dumbass. Yeah, okay. Not all, of course. Not all. Not all. That's my disclaimer for YouTube, I guess. Who's really being removed by ICE tonight? Moore asked. The child who would have discovered a cure for cancer in 2046? The 9th grade nerd who would have stopped that asteroid that's going to hit the Earth in 2032? Do we care? I am grateful for that Muslim migrant baby being born here 70 years ago, because if he hadn't, it's possible we would have none of his inventions. We would also have no Ted Lasso, he said. The filmmaker declared, for every time I've heard a negative word or blatant hatred spewed toward those who come from afar, I have felt that I should pause, get down on one knee, and thank all those who gave up their lives elsewhere to come here and be with us. Now, wait a minute. I'm just curious, because he's mentioning Steve Jobs. Apparently one of his parents is a Syrian migrant. Did that Syrian migrant come here legally, possibly? I'm just wondering. I can't read any more of this. This fat fuck needs to shut the fuck up. And yes, I just fat shamed Michael Moore, I guess. I'm feeling terrible for fat shaming Michael Moore, but I don't. Shut up, Michael Moore. I bet all those people that he mentions came here legally. So some of the people are like, boomer libs like Michael Moore, Jane Fonda, Robert De Niro, etc. are the scourge upon America. They sooner have no influence on our politics or culture. Oh, the sooner they have no influence on our politics or culture, the better. I'm in here. How old were you when you learned Michael Moore was an imbecile? Oh, back in the 90s. Come on. Michael Moore claims that migrants who were deported might have been the key to curing cancer or preventing an asteroid from striking the Earth in 2032. Right, because gang members and criminals are obviously the solution for cosmic disasters. Yeah, there you go. All right, that's why that idiot's in the news. Moving on. Oh, wait a minute. Let's do one more tongue twister. I got to do them in between or I'm not going to get through them all. Here is this one also from Avocados Diabli. I slit the sheets, and the sheets I slit, and on the slitted sheet I sit. Okay. Here's another one from Avocados Diabli. I am not the fig plucker, nor the fig plucker's son, but I pluck figs. You didn't get me. You were going to say it. You thought for sure I was going to drop some carnal knowledge of some, what do you call a sow? No, not me. Thank you. Moving on. Let's do some more news. Harmeet Dillon is trending. Harmeet, one of Donald Trump's favorite law dogs. And apparently, Harmeet Dillon is, let's see. Wait, U.S. Senate nomination hearing for Harmeet Dillon. What is she being here? What is she? He nominated her. Oh, here we go. Harmeet Dillon has been nominated to be the head of the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. Oh, man. So DZ Drainer says you can say goodbye to genital mutilation of minors, men and women's sports, secretly changing kids' genders at school, flagrant election fraud, debanking of conservatives, censoring conservatives, so on and so forth. Harmeet Dillon herself, regarding her nomination, says, I woke up to dozens of messages of friends, family, and total strangers wishing me well and offering their prayers in support of the Senate confirmation hearing today. Thanks everyone for the kind wishes and for seeking blessings from God for today's DOJ nomination hearing. So here's an article in the Daily Wire about this, why conservatives are excited about Harmeet Dillon's nomination to key Department of Justice position. Oh, John, did I say hi to John Arnott earlier? I don't know. Anyway, okay. From defeating Biden's COVID vaccine mandate to suing doctors who perform transgender surgeries on children, Harmeet Dillon brings an established record of challenging government overreach and fighting for our First Amendment rights ahead of her Senate confirmation hearing. Dillon, whom President Donald Trump tapped to be Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice, is set to appear before the Senate Judiciary Committee on Wednesday, where she will face questions from lawmakers about her legal experience and knowledge. Throughout her legal career, Dillon has fought for free speech, religious liberty, and defended Trump when a group of leftist voters attempted to throw him off the ballot in Colorado. Yeah, she's the one who, she was one of the lead lawyers in that Colorado case, which the Supreme Court knocked down the Colorado decision 9-0. Quote, I'm extremely honored by President Trump's nomination to assist with our nation's civil rights agenda. It has been my dream to be able to serve our great country, and I am so excited to be a part of an incredible team of lawyers led by Attorney General Pam Bondi. I cannot wait to get to work, Dillon said, adding, I would not be here today without my amazing mother and brother support, and to my beloved father, Tepal, and husband, Sarv, who did not live to see this day. I hope I will honor their memories with God's grace. So yeah, she's a bulldog, and leading the Civil Rights Division is a little bit different mission, but I think it's important because the last administration seemed to have a little problem with civil rights if you didn't have the right letter behind your name, D. If you didn't have the D, or if you didn't like the D, they were not very friendly to you. And I think Harmeet Dillon will bring a little bit of change to that. So good for her. She's a great lawyer and very smart lady, and I think she'll take the job seriously. So anyway, I don't know if the confirmation hearing is going on right now. Someone says, if I have any U.S. followers, please support the confirmation of Harmeet Dillon as Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights. Even I have heard of her, and I live in the U.K. Yeah, she's something else. Moving on, I'm going to do one more before I do another tongue twister. By the way, add a tongue twister in the questions section. All right, impeach is trending. Now, every time I see the word impeach trending, I'm assuming they're talking about the Democrats screaming they should impeach Trump. No, there are people saying that we need to impeach some corrupt judges. Wait, GD, we need less women in politics. Well, how about in the law? She's a fantastic lawyer. So apparently, the president of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, said something was talking about how they had to remove corrupt judges and corrupt attorneys and prosecutors in El Salvador. He said, if you don't impeach the corrupt judges, you cannot fix the country. They will form a cartel, a judicial dictatorship, and block all reforms, which we see happening in our United States government right now, with a lot of these judges blocking things, and the appellate courts are striking them down. But they're just, some of the things that the Trump administration can do within the executive branch that are certainly within the purview of the executive branch. And the judges are saying, no, you have to do this, you have to do that, and not necessarily with any law. So it's an interesting phenomenon to watch. Well, so lots of people are, you can, they're saying, well, maybe we should try and impeach some of these judges who are not following the law, which, that's a whole process, right? But Democrats are screaming bloody murder over even the thought of impeaching some of these judges. But, so Democrats saying, oh, you can't impeach these judges. But then at the same time, Ayo's case for impeaching Thomas and Alito on MSNBC, of course. And, how to impeach a Supreme Court justice in Politico, an opinion piece, which has never been done successfully, but they're all for impeaching Supreme Court justices. So anyway, unfortunately, as President Bukele eloquently articulates, there's no other option. We must impeach to save democracy. So that's, when Elon Musk posts something, of course, it trends. Someone here said, just announce, and here's an example. Judge Amir Ali, appointed by Jill Biden's husband and traitor Joe, just ordered President Trump to release billions in foreign aid within the next 48 hours. So this judge is telling the President of the United States, a different branch of government and co-equal, that they must release foreign aid. Now, it's not quite that simple, though. So, by the way, good morning, Roasted Opinions. What he is saying, that, at least as I've read this, he's demanding that any money that was appropriate or whatever, that for things that have already been done should be paid. Now, I'm not sure that they wouldn't pay things for already done, but in the order, it's so ambiguous that saying, nope, you must restore all of the foreign aid that you stopped from USAID. So that's the fight, and that's why they say, well, wait a minute, this is a constitutional crisis. I'd like to say a few weeks ago, because the judicial branch telling the executive branch how it must do its job is like, who's going to enforce that? Who enforces anything that the courts do? That would be the executive branch, Johnny. See? So I knew that. So anyway, they're talking about impeaching judges, but now Democrats, you can't impeach judges. You cannot impeach judges. Wait a minute. Didn't you want Alito and Gorsuch and Thomas? Didn't you want to impeach those judges? Huh? Just saying. So there you go. That's why impeach is trending. Moving on. I'm going to do one more, and then we'll go back to tongue twisters. Cabinet is trending. Now, this is funny. Yesterday at the press gaggle at the White House, Caroline Leavitt informed the press, who is all waiting on bated breath, that Elon Musk would be joining the president in his first cabinet meeting. And oh my God, people were like, he can't be in the cabinet meeting. He's not elected. He's not part of the cabinet. He wasn't approved. Blah, 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 blah. To which many people have pointed out that Jill Biden ran a cabinet meeting not that long ago. So everyone's talking, the cabinet and Jill Biden are both trending. Literally, Jill Biden led a cabinet meeting while Joe sat off to the side. Hunter Biden sat in on cabinet meetings. So the hypocrisy of all these, in fact, here's Harry Sisson. You know that little fucker. And his little boy toy Chris, whatever that guy's name is, because nobody really gives a shit. Wow. Trump's press secretary just said that Elon Musk will be attending Trump's first cabinet meeting, even though he's not part of the cabinet. Musk bought his way into power. This is what an oligarchy looks like. Hey, you little bitch. Hunter Biden went to cabinet meetings and Joe Biden ran a cabinet meeting, asshole. It's just hilarious. So anyway, a lot of people, Democrats upset that Elon Musk will attend a cabinet meeting. Meanwhile, Joe Biden ran the damn thing a year ago. Yeah, when she... Nobody elected Joe Biden. I'm just saying. Okay, we're going to move on. What's next there? Okay, got that. All right. Oh, Trump is trolling. I don't know if he's trolling or what. We'll get to that in a minute. I got to do another tongue twister. Okay. Let's see. We got Avocados Diabli. Wait till the fig plucker comes. Oh, I see. That was the rest of the tongue twister. I am not the fig plucker nor the fig plucker's son, but I'll plug figs until the fig plucker comes. No, I'm not a sow inseminator. Remember, inseminating. What they call mothers? Inseminated people in Wisconsin. The governor can go inseminate himself. Okay, Avocados Diabli is another one. 6 stick shifts stuck shut. 6 stick shifts stuck shut. 6 stick shifts stuck shut. I did it 3 times even. Ms. Wildwolf has one. Let's see. There was a who that carried the hoe. Where did it go? When will we know who was truly the hoe? Was that a tongue twister, or are we just doing some commentary on that one? That was cute. Lord Stanhope has one. Under the undulating utters, utter despair unfortunately unfolded utterly to Oscar absconding from obfuscating obscenity. That was challenging. I was like, damn, that was challenging. David Hogg and Harry Sisson started OnlyFans page. Is that real, GD? I'm not believing you. Even though they probably are come dumpsters. And then finally, Avocados. Well, not finally. There's more, but this one's from Avocados Diabli. The ultimate tongue twist. Oh my God. Here, I'm going to see if anyone in the chat can do this one. Here's the ultimate tongue twister from Avocados Diabli. There you go. Smart ass. All right, let's get back to the news. Trump Gaza is trending. Donald Trump. Donald Trump's a funny motherfucker sometimes. And I don't know what he means by this. This is just... There's an obvious furor about Trump's AI video of Gaza, albeit no women with beards belly dancing on the beach. It's worth reminding yourself what Gaza was actually like before Hamas and the Islamic Republic of Iran sacrificed it all to feed their lust for Israel's blood. Now this is, so Trump did this. Let me see if I can find it. U.S. President Donald Trump has posted this AI video of and song on Truth Social claiming to show the future of the Gaza Strip. I'm seriously at a loss for words right now. This is crazy. I mean, it's here, hang on. Let me get the post up here. So this is what Donald Trump posted on Truth Social, because that people are losing their fucking minds over. This is what he did. This is what it looks like. Gaza 2025. What's next?
You free, bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels, no more fear. Trump Gaza is finally here.
I didn't understand the women with beards dancing here. I think clearly that had to be a mistake. Are those beards?
Gaza is finally here. Trump Gaza shining bright. Golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza, #1. Trump Gaza shining bright. Golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done.
So
Trump Gaza, #1.
I don't know what the hell that is. I have no idea. But anyway, and then what's this? What are they going here? Yeah, no, I'm not understanding this part where he's dancing with some lady here and the golden statue. But so, but you know, he's really up for rebuilding Gaza. Now remember, Gaza, I mean, this person put a video of what Gaza was looking like. I mean, Gaza was not a terrible place, but except for the fact that Hamas always wants to start some fucking wars, right? So here is a video just of what some of Gaza looked like. The obvious fervor about Trump's video Gaza, albeit no women with beards belly dancing on the beach. It's worth reminding yourself what Gaza was actually like before Hamas and the Islamic Republic of Iran sacrificed it all to feed their lust for Israeli blood. And I'm going to put this, I'll make a separate link for this video, by the way, because, and remember, I have relatives who've been to Gaza, and they were only in the good parts, and somehow they remained safe. But this is what Gaza looked like. We'll get rid of the music. I mean, for whatever reason, Hamas decided that they would start a war with Israel. And, you know, I mean, for what it's worth, of course, a lot of this is left over from when Israelis were there, built a lot of this stuff. But so did the Gaza. There were stores, there were shops. I mean, there's, you know, decent places in Gaza. And they decided that they wanted to start a war with Israel. Hamas is the reason Gaza is in shambles right now. Because they decided to start a war with someone that they could not defeat. For basically out of pure hatred. Because the Israelis left. The Israelis this was not occupied territory. So, go figure. Go figure. So that's why Trump's Gaza is trending. Also, Medicaid is trending. Now, some of the Democrat congressmen are claiming that Trump... Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Here, hang on. I forgot. I almost missed this. Thank you, Avocados Diablo. You are again the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Who says they're upset Trump posted an AI video of the future as opposed to a video of the future that hasn't happened that is not AI. Good point. Damn good point. Thank you. Thank you, Avocados Diablo. All right. So Medicaid's trending. All the Democrats are saying that they're going to, the Republicans are trying to end Medicaid. So here's someone says, with all the discussion about Medicaid right now, one fact that never finds its way into the talking points is the Medicaid funds spent on illegal immigrants in California. That's $10 billion in Medicaid funds spent on illegal immigrants this year, just this year. Over 10 years, that would be $150 billion with conservative growth assumptions. Realistically, given that the cost jumped 46% this year, the amount will be several hundred billion. That is funny. That could go to providing access to care for vulnerable Californians. So here's this guy talking about this and walking and talking.
Hey everyone, it's Kevin. So there's a lot of talk right now about Medicaid, and yet one fact that never seems to find its way into the talking points of these.
Oh, is this the exact same thing? I'm not gonna. If he said the exact same thing, I'm not gonna play it.
All of the money being spent on Medicaid for.
So anyway, Massachusetts. Oh, someone here said. Oh, by the way, Wesley Hunt's office put this out. Massachusetts businessman caught in a $30 million Medicaid and Medicare fraud scheme. Republicans are not just making this stuff up. There's a reason everything is getting audited. Is this what you want taxpayer dollars to go towards? So here's the report he highlighted. Jim Jordan obviously talking somewhat at Fox News.
And by the way, these Medicaid and Medicare fraud cases that Republicans are talking about, they're not just hypotheticals. Just last week in Massachusetts, a businessman was charged in a $30 million Medicare fraud scheme using that money to buy luxury cars and watches. Republicans say there's a lot more of this fraud going on in addition to these cases that are already getting prosecuted. Dana?
Okay, so anyway, they're very concerned that they're going to audit Medicaid. This lady breaks down all of the Medicare and Medicaid waste. It's so eye-opening how much we the people hard-earned tax dollars are wasted. Does this upset you as much as it does me? Look, my wife even talks about this because she's in the medical industry. And she says some of this stuff that they do is insane. Let's see what she says here. The Doge Report, Medicare edition.
The Doge Report, Medicare edition. I want to start this off by first saying, whenever you hear about programs that are government funded,
3 minutes, but worth
I
the
want to
time.
remind you the government actually doesn't make money. Government funded means taxpayer funded.
Ding.
That means you and I
That's the
funded.
other thing.
That means we funded.
That's that is so important. Government funded means taxpayer funded. The government does not produce anything and does not have its own revenue. Everything the government funds is taxpayer funded or borrowed money. Everyone has to remember that every damn time you think about any kind of government spending.
We fund Medicare.
Ding.
So here we go. 2 medicines. These are 2 cancer medicines. We are overpaying for medicines. That's where I'm going to go with this. We're way overpaying for medicine cost because Medicare uses a middleman called pharmacy benefit management companies. That's the person between Medicare and the patient. They decide if you get the procedure, they decide formularies, they decide how much you're going to pay for
Just
the
like
cost
insurance
for
companies.
prescriptions and all those things. And they are actually...
By the way, and when all these Democrats say, "Oh, we should have Medicare for all," you think your insurance company micromanages what they will pay for? You think that at least you can sue the insurance companies. When the government does it, you can't sue the government. That's almost impossible. The government has infinite resources, meaning they can use your tax money to fight you on anything. And they have unlimited amounts. Hello, Jeffrey Russell Jr. How you doing?
Actually paid on a percentage of sales. That means they probably have incentive to make things higher.
Mm-hmm.
Here's 2 examples. Like I said, there's 2 cancer medicines. One of them, if you were to pay out of pocket as a private payer, it would be $17. Instead, Medicare pays $2,400 per dose. So
What?
last year alone...
What? Did she say $2,400?
Medicare pay the payer, it would be $17. Instead, Medicare pays $2,400 per dose. So last year alone, Medicare spent $600 million of our dollars on a medicine that should have only cost $4 million. That is a $596 million waste. There was another medicine that was $96 for the patient. However, Medicare paid $3,400
per dose.
That last year, they paid $1.5 billion.
So they're in cahoots with the pharmaceutical companies. That's insane.
For that one prescription, when it should have only cost $42 million. That's 2 prescriptions. Do you know how many prescriptions are out there that every time, you guys?
What the hell? It must be your birthday.
We are overpaying for in Medicare alone? Like, what in the actual? Okay.
What in the actual? Fuck! She should have said.
Second, illegal immigration has cost Medicaid $16.2 billion
with a B
in emergency medicine. That is on top of the $9 billion already allotted and used during the Obamacare administration. So that is $25 billion in emergency medicine alone for illegal immigrants.
Yay!
Meanwhile, you and I can't get the MRI we need. You and I have to go through 6 weeks of physical therapy that we will pay for out of pocket before we can get the x-ray. I want you to let that sink in for just a second. Also, fun fact.
She must be Canadian, because I know I can get it. Well, when I go to my ortho guy for my hip and stuff, I can get an MRI at the same day in the same building. But you know what I mean? That's Medicare. This example how why we need to audit Medicare and Medicaid. Someone here says we need Doge to launch even a bigger investigation of Medicaid. Democrats went on the House floor to rage about waste being cut out of the budget. Officials say $50 billion in payments are fraud. We thought USAID was the biggest cash cow. It seems like it's Medicaid. So here's Pramila Jayapal, a.k.a. Indian Madam, talking about how the Democrats are mad about this.
If you are at home watching this, I want you to think about what Republicans want to slash from your life so that they can lower taxes for the biggest corporations and wealthiest billionaires.
You guys hold up. The biggest corporations are the pharmaceutical companies. And the example that woman gave tells me that they are milking the cash cow called the U.S. federal government. That's hilarious that she would say that. They're funding these billion-dollar corporations.
At home watching this, I want you to think about what Republicans want to slash from your life so that they can lower taxes for the biggest corporations and wealthiest billionaires like Elon Musk.
I've never been on Medicaid yet. But if they're paying $3,400 for a $98 dose of some medicine I need, that's a problem. If they're paying $2,400 for a $9 medicine I need, or $17 medicine I need, that's a problem. Morning, select a boy. Yeah, boy. Sorry.
To cut a minimum, the floor of $880 billion from Medicaid, which covers health care for 72 million Americans. Medicaid.
Are they talking about cutting the health care for those 72 million Americans or whatever number she just said? Or are they talking about the shit that just is complete fucking waste? See, the problem is, okay, so I laugh because they're going to take away your Social Security, they're going to take away your Medicare, whatever. No. They're not. In fact, if you don't start cutting this government waste in areas where we are spending the most wasteful money, you're not going to have money for Medicare. You're not going to have money for Social Security because regardless of the fact that people pay into Social Security, we already know that it's not going to be able to cover its costs in just a few short years. So it's going to be coming from the general fund, which really all that money goes into the general fund. There is no lockbox like Al Gore used to talk about. There's no compartmentalized, this money comes to the federal government and it stays here in account for Social Security and so on. It all goes in the general fucking fund. So it doesn't matter if you have an excess, taxes to cover Social Security. It's all getting spent. They're borrowing money, and you're not saving a goddamn thing. Okay? So what they don't understand, if we don't fix our deficit problem, we won't have money to spend on any of this other stuff. So I'm not going to listen to her anymore. They don't fucking get it. Rant completed. Oh shit. Let me do a tongue twister. Okay. We did say, Lord Stanhope. Thank you for the tongue twister. Under the undulating unders. Oh, I already did that one. Let's see. That was the ultimate. Okay. Roasted Opinion has one. Here we go. I am the thistle sifter. I have a. Okay. Oh my gosh. I am a thistle sifter. I have a sieve of thistles and a sieve of unsifted thistles, for I am the thistle sifter. Not bad. Roasted Opinions. How can a clam cram in a clean cream can? How can a clam cram in a clean cream can? Is there an answer to that one? There should be a follow-up tongue twister to fit that one. Roasted Opinions. I thought of thinking or thanking you, but the thanks sank in the sink of stinking thinking. That was a little challenging. That was a tongue twister, man. Avocados Diabli. Pad kid poured curd, pulled cod. Pad kid poured curd, pulled cod. That's. I wish the sentence made sense, but that is a challenging one too. And then finally, the last one that we're here right now, if you want to add a tongue twister, put it in the question section. Question section. That was almost as hard as any of these tongue twisters. Avocados Diabli. 3-way oral sex on a roller coaster. A real tongue twister. Okay, gotcha. Yes. 3-way oral sex on a roller coaster. A real tongue twister. Oh, yeah. All right. Something called EB5 is trending. EB5 visas. Apparently, Donald Trump said something about creating some kind of a gold card. Trump says in the next 2 weeks, the United States will be selling a gold card, a $5 million purchasable green card that will allow you to work in this country and have a route to citizenship. This would be replacing the EB5 program. Gold card recipients would be vetted. Instead of green card lotteries, they want to help eliminate the deficit by letting people buy their way in. This attracts money, job creators, high-level talent, and companies will have to spend money who want to invest in high-level global talent. There won't be any tax on income outside of the United States, and they'll pay full tax on income in the United States. Trust anticipates they may be able to sell 1 million cards, which would be $5 trillion. And if they hypothetically sold 10 million cards, it would be $50 trillion, which would eliminate the national debt. This is completely with compliance with the law and doesn't need congressional approval because it's a green card, not full citizenship. Trump believes it could help eliminate the debt. Many countries do this, including Canada, the 51st state. I'm not going to play. It's a 4-minute video. Someone said, Trump, you should be fascinated by the gold card. Your taxes would go down to nothing. Yes, even Russian oligarchs would be eligible for it. I know some Russian oligarchs that are very nice people, probably want to get the hell out of Russia too. They're not as wealthy as they used to be. I think they can afford, but I think they can afford $5 million. Okay, interesting idea. People are making fun of it and being, mad about it. But do they do this in other countries? Someone says replacing the EB5 visa with a $5 million gold card is bold. Why create jobs when you can just buy citizenship? Who needs Ellis Island when America's immigration motto is now cash only, no refunds? Someone says people need to understand money in context of scale. $5 million sounds like a lot because it is outside the grasp of many honest working class people. That amount is small enough for wealthy foreigners to pay the fee, open sweatshops, and import their own. Okay. So I have no opinion on this because I haven't thought it through, but it's a fascinating concept. Moving on. And gold card is trending for the same reason. So there you go. Let's get to the main topic, which is the media. And let's start with the White House Correspondents Association. Caroline Leavitt dropped someone said dropped a stink bomb on the White House press room yesterday, and it is glorious. I watched some of this press conference in the afternoon. The Trump administration spokeswoman walked into a den filled with White House correspondents on Tuesday and overturned the table. Spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt announced that the White House Correspondents Association would no longer oversee who gets a seat in the press room. Instead, from now on, the White House communications staff would be in charge. Not to worry, Leavitt told the stunned reporters, legacy media will retain their seats, but they may be rubbing elbows with local radio hosts, podcasters, streamers, and others. There might be some Peter Strzok-like Walmart smell on the normies who invade the nerdball space. New stars might want to make sure that their Jimmy Choos stay far away from the scuffed boots worn by the new guys when they arrive. Okay, she didn't say that, but that's pretty funny. Now, for the reason behind this turn of events, we point to the lawsuit the Associated Press filed fighting their banishment from the press room on and Air Force One. The AP lost round one of the court this week when a judge wondered what the heck the case was doing in court because there were no clear rights violations against the news outlet. The AP was cut off from the president when it refused to call the Gulf of Mexico by its new and official name, the Gulf of America. The AP, which has boarded every faddish bandwagon over a year, wouldn't comply. Now, during the court case in which the AP demanded an emergency stay of the Trump White House decision, the judge ruled that this was not the type of dire situation that would require emergency intervention against the White House, in part because the organization could still report the news through shared reports sent out to all media organizations in the White House Correspondents Association. As the Trump attorney said in court, there's no right to have special access to the Oval Office. Indeed, a court filing for Trump Chief of Staff Susie Wiles said she was She said that losing special media access to the president is quintessentially discretionary presidential choice and infringes on no constitutional right. Levitt has consistently said that this White House assignment is a privilege, not a legal right. And as a longtime political observer, Mike Cernovich summed it up. Hey, AP, be careful what you wish for. So what does he mean there? For those keeping track at home, the AP threw a tantrum and sued. The judge asked why the White House Correspondents Association even had the power to control access. White House said, great point. Yeah, this isn't required under any law. So if you want to read, here's how she kicked it off. How long is this? Might be a little. Here's the announcement she made. Oh, it's got to have sound though. It's
the
only
DC based.
Here's this, and you can kind of hear the gasps in the background. And this is related to the main topic, so we'll get to that in a minute. This is related to the main topic. But here's how she opened the press gaggle.
As you all know, for decades, a group of DC-based journalists, the White House Correspondents Association, has long dictated which journalists get to ask questions of the President of the United States in these most intimate spaces. Mm-hmm. Not anymore. I am proud to announce that we are going to give the power back to the people who read your papers, who watch your television shows, and who listen to your radio stations. Moving forward, the White House press pool will be determined by the White House press team. Legacy outlets who have participated in the press pool for decades will still be allowed to join.
They'll still be there.
But we will also be offering the privilege to well-deserving outlets who have never been allowed to share in this awesome responsibility. Just like we added a new media seat in this briefing room, legacy media outlets who have been here for years will still participate in the pool. But new voices are going to be welcomed in as well. As part of these changes, we will continue the rotation amongst the 5 major television networks to ensure the president's remarks are heard far and wide around this world. We will add additional streaming services which reach different audiences than traditional cable and broadcast.
Will Joe Rogan be in the room?
This is the ever-changing landscape of the media in the
Louder
United
with
States
Crowder?
today.
Will he have a correspondent?
We will continue to rotate a print pooler who has the great responsibility of quickly transcribing the president's remarks and disseminating them to the rest of the world. And we will add outlets to the print pool rotation who have long been denied the privilege to partake in this experience, but are committed to covering this White House beat. We will continue to rotate a radio pooler and add other radio hosts who have been denied access, especially local radio hosts who serve as the heartbeat of our country. And we will add additional outlets and reporters who are well suited to cover the news of the day and ask substantive questions of the President of the United States, depending on the news he is making on that given day.
So, needless to say, the White House Correspondents Association is apoplectic. Now, someone here, and listen, here's now some people are reminding these people too that the Joe Biden in his first week in the White House, they revoked 442 reporters' press credentials, and so what did the White House Correspondents Association do? Well, they had a non-committal stance. Here it is. Over the past 3 months, the number of reporters with access to the White House dropped by 31%. There are now 442 fewer reporters with a coveted hard pass. The result of the new rules announced in May that took effect Tuesday. So that was in his first few months in there. Now, and look, I also don't remember them complaining when Joe Biden said he came in with a list of people he was instructed to call on, and they would ask to have all their questions pre-selected. And in fact, you saw people sitting there waiting to report. This person right here, question number 1, Courtney Submarini or whatever from the Los Angeles Times. They were getting pre-approved questions for Joe Biden when he was being asked questions. Donald Trump has asked more off-the-cuff impromptu questions from reporters every day since he's been in office, more questions than Joe Biden took his entire 4 years. So I have no problem with this. And look, they're not going to restrict the access of the legacy media. In fact, the legacy media is still going to be there. They're just going to allow more people into the White House. Now, So there, obviously there's going to be a few more friendly outlets added, but they also added HuffPost. They added, I think they have a Breitbart reporter in there now. So, and you got people like Brian Karem, who's this jagoff anti-Trump dude, saying Donald Trump has seized control of the press pool. He now has the sole authority over who covers him. Tell me how this is democracy. Well, no. Did he say he's going to remove people's privileges, or he's going to add more people to it? To which this person says, hey, well, Brian, the WHCA spent over a century ensnaring the press into pay-for-play scheme, choosing who got in by who paid them money. But please tell me more about democracy. Yeah, first of all, why is it the White House Correspondents Association has any say whatsoever about who gets into the press room at the White House? That's messed up. So you have to pay membership dues and be a part of this organization to even have access? Who the fuck are you? So I guess I'm not feeling too bad about this. Someone here says Biden literally banned multiple organizations from the White House and had pre-written questions and pictures of the reporters in his hand, and the WHCA went along with it and they covered up his infirmities. Do you understand how out of touch you sound? This is because she's talking. Oh, Jamel Hill bitched about it too. Here's Jamel Hill. If the White House insists on handpicking reporters, not a single news organization should show up at the next briefing. Take a stand. Hey, fine. Don't let I'm using this phrase too much, but don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. So anyway, how is this related to the news of the day? Well, by the way, Cernovich on X, bro, they kicked out the White House Correspondents Association, a terrible group of mean girls and snobs who gatekeep who could cover Trump. How is this real life? So, and this relates a little bit. By the way, speaking of this, Jordan Peele is trending, not necessarily because of what Jordan Peele does, but because the president of the White House, the nonpartisan White House Correspondents Association, is this dude. And people thought this was a joke. They thought this was Jordan Peele doing a skit. No, this is someone named Eugene Daniels, who is the White House correspondent for Politico on MSNBC. And people thought that was Jordan Peele. But, by the way, he also has some lovely manicured fingernails there. He's got the blue fingernail polish and whatnot. And there's some other pictures. Oh, here's more of the MSNBC dude. This is the president of the White House Correspondents Association. Oh, for fuck's sake. So there you go. All right. Now, how is this related to the main topic up there with Jake Tapper? Audacity, thy name is Jake Tapper. He's trending right now because Jake Tapper is coming out with a new book, and he announced it himself. Where's the announcement here? On X, the app formerly known as Twitter. Here's Jake Tapper, and wait for it. Jake Tapper from This Is CNN and Alex Thompson from Axios are coming out with this book, Original Sin, now available for pre-order at originalsinbook.com from Penguin Press. Been working hard on this with Alex Thompson from interviews with more than 200 White House insiders, Democratic leaders, and more. Now, if you can't read that, the book is called Original Sin: President Biden's Decline, Its Cover-Up, and His Disastrous Choice to Run Again. Of which everybody in the White House Correspondents Association participated in the cover-up, in claiming that Joe Biden was as sharp as a tack and blah, 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 all this time. When they knew he had to be fed questions, he had note cards, he had pictures of who he was supposed to call on. They gave him a list. Literally, he said it multiple times every time he was going to go take questions from the press. They gave me a list that I'm supposed to call on. Or one time he even said, they gave me a list of people I have been instructed to call on. Who's instructing the president of the United States on who he can call on? Have you ever seen Donald Trump say, well, they gave me a list of people I should call on here, you from Breitbart, hey, you from Fox News, hey, you from One American News, hey, you from Newsmax. Has he ever done that? No. He takes random questions from reporters yelling at him, and he just picks one here and there, and hey, you're the one with your yelling the loudest. And he takes whatever questions, and for an hour sometimes. Impromptu questions, tough questions, people who are hostile to him, he takes question from. How many times did Joe Biden do that during his presidency? He never called on Peter Doocy. Kareem did, or Latrine, or whatever the hell her name is. But the audacity of Jake Tapper, of all people. Now, why is this so audacious? Well, let's look at let's listen to Jake Tapper back when he was talking to Laura Trump about
I think it makes little kids with stutters.
About Joe Biden's decline. Because they were on the stutter kick. Oh, he has a stutter. How many times over the 40 or 50 freaking year career of Joe Biden did you ever hear him stutter when talking in front of Congress, or, you know, reading off the N-bomb or whatever, or talking about the what do you call it, the racial jungle that he didn't want his kids in? How many times do you see him stutter? They're talking about, oh, he had a stutter as a child. Bullshit. He had a brain stutter. But listen to Jake Tapper, of all people, who had, was there in the room often when Joe Biden was around. They knew about his decline. Everyone, it was the worst kept secret in Washington.
I think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that.
What a dumb fucking question, Jake Tapper. You stutter, you lying. Ugh.
First and foremost, I had no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter.
Ever.
I think what we see on stage with Joe Biden...
Unless you can give me an example from 20 years ago when he was in the Senate of him stuttering. You had a lot of examples of him saying stupid shit, but not of him stuttering. But here's Jake Tapper, just not that long ago. Oh, and now he's going to write a book about the decline. Yeah, the decline they hid. That's why it's... Remember hide the decline? Remember that from the guy from the University of Pennsylvania, the climate guy, and they had the emails about hide the decline. This phrase seems to come in handy for people on the left, because that's what they do. They'll hide the decline. Well, they hid the decline of Joe Biden. Here's more of Jake Tapper.
Is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable.
It's so amazing. It's so amazing to me that
try and figure out an answer.
A cognitive decline.
Well, when you're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I think that you were mocking his stutter. Yeah, I think you were mocking his stutter.
His stutter again. No, not his stutter, asshole. And you knew it wasn't a stutter. And oh my God. Jake Tapper must be David Pakman's father. Holy shit.
I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnoze somebody's cognitive decline. I would think that somebody in the Trump family would be more sensitive to people who do not have medical licenses diagnosing politicians from afar. Plenty of people have diagnosed your
Jake
father
Tapper
from
tap dancing about this.
Far, and I'm sure it offends you. Your father-in-law from afar. I'm sure it offends you. You don't have any standing to say.
I'm not diagnosing him. What I'm saying, Jake,
you just talked
is
about
that
a cognitive
we can
decline.
See that Joe Biden is
that everyone
you can't.
Worst kept secret in Washington. Everyone in the press knew it. They knew it. They've seen him. Everyone who interviewed him one-on-one, where they had to edit the videos, where they had to edit the shit out of an interview with Joe Biden. You'd think they didn't know. Even the ones where they supposedly, what was the one? He did one with Don Lemon, and Don Lemon's trying to give him the answers in the questions, and Joe couldn't answer them. Just, all these town halls, oh my God. They were in complete denial when it was right in front of their face. And Jake Tapper has the nerve to write this book. Original Sin. Original Sin. the President Biden's decline, its cover-up. You were part of the cover-up, Jake Tapper. You were the cover-up. You were intimately involved in the cover-up, Jake Tapper. You motherfucker should be embarrassed. And then, of course, here's Brian Stelter. Brian Stelter had to... Oh, here it is. CNN anchor Jake Tapper and Axios correspondent Alex Thompson are set to release a new book called Original Sin, President Biden's Decline, Its Cover-Up, and Its Disastrous Choice to Run Again. The book aims to detail President Biden's cognitive decline and the alleged cover-up by his administration and the media. Critics on social media have accused the authors of hypocrisy. Yes. Suggesting they previously downplayed Biden's mental fitness, yes, during his presidency, and now are exploiting the issue for profit. Yes, Jake Tapper, you are exploiting the issue for profit. The narrative from the book and surrounding discussions highlight concerns over media integrity and portrayal of political figures. Yes, they do. So Brian Stelter, now watch. Listen to this. This is hilarious too. So here's how Brian Stelter reports this on X, and notice how he tries to guide you to very specific things. I'm going to read this whole thread here. CNN anchor Jake Tapper and Axios correspondent Alex Thompson are co-authoring a book about Biden. Original Sin, President Biden's Decline, Its Cover-Up, and his disastrous choice to run again is coming out on May 20th. Biden's original sin, wait for it, was deciding to run for a second term. Biden and his inner circle were so convinced that not only could he beat Trump again, they lied to themselves, allies, and the public about his condition and limitations, the book publisher says. The publisher, Penguin Press, says the book's reporting makes Biden's decision to run for re-election seem shockingly narcissistic, self-delusional, and reckless. A desperate bet that went bust, a part of a larger act of extended public deception that has few precedents. Tapper and Thompson hatched the project the day after the 2024 election. Here's what Jake Tapper told me. Toni Morrison once said, if there's a book you want to read but it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it, Tapper said in a statement. That's what inspired this book. We wanted to know more about what we all just lived through. More than 200 interviews later, Alex and I have a much better idea, and soon you all will too. Yeah, they all lied. And we still don't know who was running the country while Joe Biden was in office. So here's back when Savannah Hernandez asked Tapper why they were lying to the American people.
I'm here with CNN. I can't get very close to them because their security guard is blocking me. But we've got Jake Tapper here. We've got Chris Wallace. We also have Dana Bash. Now, I've been asking them why they have been lying to the American public about the mental decline of Joe Biden. None of you guys would like to respond to that at all? No? Dana, you're a very respected journalist. Jake, not so much respected, but people listen to you still. Would any of you guys like to respond to Joe Biden's cognitive decline and why you guys lied to the American people about it for so long? Can you please take your hands off of it? So there you guys go. That's the media. They refuse to answer the questions.
Now, granted, this kind of, chasing them down the street can be annoying for them, but sometimes you just got to do it. So anyway, these guys, this is such incredible bullshit. Staff Colonel, what's up, brother? How you doing? So there you go. All right. Let's see. I got a lot of other stuff. There's a lot of news. Apparently, a Texas rancher was killed by an IED attack at the border by cartel terrorists. Apparently, Texas Agricultural Commissioner Sid Miller released a shocking statement on Tuesday about a Texas rancher blown up by an improvised explosive device planted by a cartel terrorist near the U.S.-Mexico border. A tragic and alarming incident occurred in Brownsville, Texas, where a U.S. citizen and Texas rancher was killed. That's not good. I hope it's not. And I worry about this kind of stuff, hoping that it's not weapons of mass destructions and shit. But the cartels probably aren't taking lightly the fact that they're losing money because they can't, get all their fees paid to get people across the border, because we're not having that shit no more. Breitbart, federal technology staffers resign rather than help Musk and Doge. So the U.S. Department, U.S. Digital Service, apparently 28 of the people who worked at the U.S. Digital Service have decided to quit. Not Musk's people, but the agency that they ended up taking over. Well, they quit because they don't want to help Elon Musk. I'm spitballing here, but didn't they just help Elon Musk? Just saved him from firing them? I find some humor in that whole headline. And then also the truth about those 21. Oh, it's 21 Doge staffer who's resigned. The U.S. Digital Service. Corporate media is running with a new narrative that 21 federal technology staffers with the Department of Government Efficiency have resigned over proposed cuts to critical services. The outlets like Associated Press, currently barred from the White House press briefings, are running headlines claiming federal technology staffers resign rather than help Musk and Doge. However, the truth of the matter paints a very different picture. We swore to serve the American people and uphold our oath to the Constitution across presidential administrations, the 21 staffers wrote in a joint resignation letter. However, it has become clear that we can no longer honor these commitments. Notably, the 21 technology staffers who resigned from Doge predate the department's creation under President Donald Trump. All 21 individuals were employed by the United States Digital Service, an entity renamed as Doge, which was created by former President Barack Obama. So these are people who were already there that, fine, you're not part of the mission, get the fuck out. Moving on. Daily Wire, Musk gives federal workers another chance to justify employment. So they've given a little bit of extension, and it's not even Musk doing it. So they sent out these emails telling me, well, you got to tell us 5 things you did, right? And you have to do it by Monday, whatever. But the people who are enforcing it are the people in the various departments that they're sending these letters to. So it really isn't Musk giving them another chance, but it is the people who run the various agencies and departments and whatnot. In front page, Egyptian judge orders Trump to unfreeze aid to Egypt. Out of the 3 federal judges who staged a judicial coup and demanded that the Trump administration do whatever they say, 2, Judge Lawrence Ali Khan, a Pakistani Muslim, and a Judge Amir Atem Madi Ali, an Egyptian Muslim, are Muslims. Well, that doesn't mean anything. But the fact that these are foreign-born judges that are now judges in the United States, it just makes it ironic that this particular judge, who is of Egyptian descent, has demanded that we continue aid to Egypt. Go figure. See where that goes. Breitbart, secret Biden policy fast-tracked illegals through airport security lines. Oh, no shit. We saw it when we were at an airport one time where we're in the airport and there's this line of people, all of foreign descent, it's seemingly, now you can't look at people and tell if they're foreigners, but they were all in the same line and they were all going through this other door and we're like, the fuck is that? I'm just saying. Hello, Anon. 1, 2, 3. So anyway, that's okay. That is amongst many articles that I have linked in the chat today, which I will add to here after I get rid of this. Got to get rid of a couple things. Also, I have a couple more tongue twisters to do. So let's go to the tongue twister wall and see what we got here as I prepare my one tab. Let's see, starting here, Lord Stanhope put Sharif Sherman, the sheriff of Sheridan, city scourged scurrilous scoundrels scrounging the shoreline for scrap. That was okay, but not that tough. I didn't realize, I haven't done tongue twisters in a really, really long time. And so I'm kind of surprised at how easily these are going down. Lord Stand-Up, Nitwit Nancy Nincompoop noticed nonces numbering numerous non-adults and notified numerous numbskulls nullifying the notification. Too easy. Avocados Diabli, Ku Klux Klan cohorts burning crosses on a crescent caught of cultivated Kentucky bluegrass whilst cavorting on chitinous carcasses of century-old curmudgeonly Chrysemis. I don't know what fucking Chrysemis are. You play with fire there, brother. Lord Stand-Up. Free Frank fed Fred food in a bead for his head, and it is said Frank broke the bank with a tank, then walked a plank just to thank a man who stank of high rank. Nice. Lord Stand-Up, Alex Jones made his bones by reading tomes, building homes, staying gnomes. He also restores tombs, cleans wombs, and causes flower blooms, weaves with blooms, looms, dispels glooms, and sniffs fumes. Okay. Oh, Cressimi's are box turtles? Okay, thank you. And the last one of the day. Ordinary ornithologists opine on the origins of original ornithological opinions on ordinary occurrences. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on the Morning Night Live. Here are today's links in the chat. Today's... Oh, shit, I can't type. There we go. Okay, it's my I don't care. I don't care if I spell it right. All the links in the chat from today, plus a few extra articles that I didn't get to. Thank you for joining me today. I gotta go. Tomorrow, FTD Thursday, FTG, not flowers, but fuck that guy. And then Friday, of course, Free for All Friday. We got the rest of the week coming up. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you for joining me today. I gotta go. My name is P Dog Knight, and I am out of here. Bye. Hey, this is P Dog Knight, and thanks for watching today on the P Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Irish Whisper.